Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Thoughts on Education, where we try to bridge the gap between upper management and the students. We are very glad to have Mr. S.C. Vishwakarma with us today. Thank you so much, sir. He is the Dean of
Thank
Academic
you.
Affairs at RTCIT, Ranchi. Sir, we are really glad that you have been able to give us some time. Sir, I'll start asking you some questions regarding you and your college. So please answer them according to your. So the first question that I want to ask you is, sir, you have spent 37 years in the industry. What motivated you to move into education?
You see, Savik, I'm actually very close to the studies and education, and this is my passion to impart my knowledge and experience. Whatever I have, got from the industry and from my study duration, that I wanted to, translate into some game.
Thank you so much for your answer, sir. So the next question that I have for you is, being the Dean of Academic Affairs at RTCIT, how would you describe your philosophy on leadership? And can you tell us something about your leadership style?
Believe that for taking any decision, one should always respect the opinion of others. So let us have the opinion of others on the issue, and based on the opinion by the different stakeholders, we derive the decision, and that decision will be implemented later. So this is the way I'm working, and I have been working for since last so many years, and I found myself as the most successful leader in the industry as well.
Thank you so much for your answer, sir. So the next question that I have for you is, sir, we know that the education structure in India and foreign countries are very different. So keeping that in mind, what can an incoming student at RTCIT expect to gain from your college?
You see, when any student is looking for RTCIT, the main gain they will be, the main area which will be gainful for them in this institute is we are preparing the path to achievable success, you can say, because you see, unless and until we prepare the roadmap or prepare the paths for their success, I don't think it will be helpful and gainful to the students aspiring for this institute. We are basically working day in, day out for and preparing the framework very close to the framework of NBA or AICT.
So engineering specifically is a course where having industry experience is extremely necessary. Students need to have exposure to industry before graduating. So keeping that in mind, how would you say RTCIT ensures best practice of industry?
You see, in RTCIT, we have a blend of experienced faculty and the faculty from the graduated and postgraduated and even doctorate from the academic system. So we are having a faculty which is a complete blend of industry oriented people, because they have come after serving so many years in the industry, and still they are connected to the education. So that way they are imparting their experience along with the knowledge. That develops the students' ability, and they become ready for the industry. So that is how we are imparting the whole program, or whole the curriculum is designed in that fashion only, which we are monitoring very, you can say very closely, so that the students' growth is overall growth. I mean to say that not all the three domains should be developed, so that after completion of the program, the students will how we are practicing here in the institute.
Thank you so much for your answer, sir. The next question that I have for you is a bit of a philosophical question. I would want to understand your thoughts on what can a college do to make the students from different economic backgrounds or different geographical backgrounds feel more welcome in the college.
You see, our institute, though it is in Ranchi or you can say outskirts of the Ranchi, the majority of the students joining here in institute is from the Jharkhand only. About 65% of students are from Jharkhand and 30-35% from the Bihar and other state students. So as because this institute has the fee structure as prescribed by the JUT, and we have our own the scholarship program. So we are taking care of the weaker section of the society, and also we are looking for the almost all. Demographically, we are trying to cover and support them so that they will join here and they will become a very good engineer after completion of the program. So our philosophy is to be philanthropic and help the society in developing their higher education and getting the higher education in the society. This is how we are propagating our philosophy.
The next question that I have for you, sir, is what do you feel are your roles and responsibilities towards your students and towards the college?
Very nice question, sir. You see, as I told you, I'm having experience of 36 years in different capacities. So I was very close to the so many areas of the industry, like right from the maintenance up to the erection and installation and commissioning. And then we started writing the specification for procurement of the heavy earth-moving machineries, and then installation, commissioning, then financial aspects. So because of that background, I'm in a position to explain clearly how the things are implied in the industry. That is one aspect. And the second aspect is because I'm guest faculty for so many years in IIT, Dhanbad and Manipal, MIT for a very specialized subject. I'm taking their tribology. And tribology is one of the very, very sophisticated subject in mechanical engineering that is related to, of course, machine design. So I'm expert on the subject. I'm also expert on so many, engineering subjects like automatic transmission, industrial hydraulics, and also, so many subjects. So because I'm having both sides, knowledge of the subject as well as experiencing the same thing in the industry. So those things I'm directly imparting to my students, and that is going to help them in a greater way. The second aspect is I'm also looking after the accreditation of NBA. So because we are installing the framework of NBA in the institute, I'm working very rigorously, you can say, to install the framework so that our evaluation system, our examination system, our assessment system, attainment system, our quality education imparting system, maybe ICT enabled or maybe web enabled or chalk and talk, the conventional method. So all those things are, my role is to ensure that every way of transferring knowledge or skill should be there in the institute, so as to have a better, you can say, transfer of knowledge and experience to the students for their, better career growth.
Thank you so much for your answer, sir.
Thank you.
So the next question that I have for you is, what do you feel should be the top priority for RTCIT over the next 5 years?
You see, the top priority for institute like RTCIT or you can say RTCIT is to install the quality framework prescribed by the AICTE. So I'm working on it, and hopefully within a year or so we'll be getting accredited, NBA accredited for at least one program of this institute. So that will not help the institute only; that will help the student and the society to have NBA accredited in and around the Ranchi. So student and the quality of education will also be at par with the NITs and IITs.
That's great to hear, sir. So next question I wanted to ask you was, can you tell us about what processes did RTCIT implement to ensure the COVID situation was dealt with properly and education was continued?
Yes, it's a very, very pertinent question, and we actually anticipated just after hearing the news through the different media. So, through the information literacy, we could guess that this will be a great challenge for us in the time coming in future. So, we plan to have the Microsoft program as because our institute is Wi-Fi enabled, and even also we have a very high bandwidth for taking the classes from the institute itself. So we immediately planned ourselves and switched from offline classes to online classes, and we started online classes in a very you can say usage manner and very helping manner to the students. So that disturbed our this you can say delivery of the course content to the students, and we stick to schedule. So we have covered almost 90-95% of the syllabus within time, taking classes through online, and we could also arrange ourselves or orient ourselves to take the examination, internal examination online. So we took the online examinations. We are taking actually two internal examinations, that is class test 1 and class test 2, or midterm 1 and midterm 2. So we could manage to take the classes and also take the you can say midterm to have the assessment of our student and to university exam. So during COVID situation, almost all faculty, they have you can say in the positive and with the positive attitude to have the completion of the syllabus curriculum within the time frame, plus to succeed in covering the syllabus in time.
Thank you so much, sir, for your answer. So the next question that I have for you is, want to understand a bit more about the processes you implemented for the COVID situation. Sir, how did you feel the impact of COVID was on the more practical based subjects, and especially doing online classes? What was the method by which you tried to explain students?
Before we started online classes, we had a meeting of our whole faculty, team platform only, and we jotted down the procedure we are going to stick to during the COVID period. And in that, we detailed how to take the classes. What will be the supplementary things? That means whether the content will be through the NPTEL link or through the video link or maybe through the PowerPoint presentation. So our faculty started preparing the PowerPoint presentation for most of the topics. They started delivering the lecture. That is one aspect. The second very important aspect, we contacted IIT Delhi for having virtual this lab, because in COVID situation the lab activity was greatly hampered. So we could connect our institute and get affiliated to IIT Delhi for the virtual this program of on experiment. So through that virtual lab, we conducted so many labs during the COVID. So that way we have covered the theory as well as experiment and practical aspect, and tried our level best to complete this course within the time frame. So this is how we, we have improvised ourselves to meet this, requirement of delivering the content, course content to the students.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your answer. I'm sure the students would have learned, in a much better detail because of the virtual labs.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your answer, sir. The next question that I have for you is, would you like to share something about RTCIT with our viewers that they might not know?
Yes, certainly. You see, in our method of practicing this teaching, we are always insisting our students to be closer to the practical problems, because that is the only thing, if the student is exposed to and he is made capable enough to handle such problems or multidimensional problems or multidisciplinary problems, then he will be able to dissect the problem, analyze the problem, and then they will seek for the solution, and for different evaluating the different solution, he deliver the best solution out of the probable solutions. So this is the one area which is very, it is not common to all institutes. Here, because we have a professor like R. Chaudhary sir, ex-HEC, he was in design, he was in commissioning, erection commissioning. So he was having a very long experience of industrial experience of designing things, of manufacturing things, then commissioning things. Likewise, there are so many experienced faculty from the industry. I'm also from the industry, so I am also very close to the design, very close to the maintenance aspect. Almost all the maintenance concept which are prevailing in industry, that is being exposed to the students. Because in general, the students are not getting the maintenance practices prevailing in the industry and the requirement thereof. So, because our institute is having an experienced set of faculty, very senior faculty, I'm happy and glad to say this, that the faculty like K.K. Srivastava, Dr. K.K. Srivastava, R.L. Chaudhary, then Dr. we have here Dr. Israr Iqbal, Dr. Rashid Iqbal. A lot of faculties are there who are very keen to translate their knowledge and experience to the students, or impart the knowledge and experience to the students. So that is very very few people are knowing about these things. So I would say this institute, when students are coming to our institute, we are looking for very, very important 2-3 things. We are religiously doing the student induction program. Once they join us, we go for the induction program as per the AICT 3 weeks program. The second very important is, within the program, we have the bridge courses. The third very important part is, we are keeping track of each and every student through the mentoring system. We have a very good designed student mentoring. Growth of the student, or progress of the student throughout the course. Very good hostel facility. We have a very good labs. Our labs are very rich and beyond the syllabus requirement even. So that is one. Another important aspect is, we are taking a lot of jobs from the industry, say construction related steel. Those steels are being tested here, and we are preparing the report as per the IS and BIS and ISO standard. So all those things which are there in institute, and we keep and exposing the student, which is being in our institute. So that way, over the other institute nearby.
Thank you for your answer, sir. I'm sure that anyone watching this video will have a very good idea about RTCIT and also you. Thank you for the time that you have shared with us, sir. I have one last question before you let you. So the question that I have for you is, sir, would you want to give any advice to the aspiring students who are planning on taking up engineering next year?
Yes, you see, these days, the most important requirement is the student should be able to adapt the situation. Any situation which are not at all thought of, if such situation comes, the student should be capable enough to change in the mindset, in the required skill, or quickest, you can say, adaptability to the unforeseen situation. Then you can say the very important part is they have to sometimes unskill themselves, reskill themselves, and then upskill themselves so as to meet the requirement. And that is very, very important. You see, the things are moving very rapid, and digitization is the you can say the key word. So students have to develop this thing that in years to come, they have to be very, very you can say good literate so far information literacy is concerned. That is one area which is very important. You can see artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, data science, cyber securities, deep learning. I mean, these are the areas which will be taking the majority of the industry in years to come, or the next few years. So students who are aspiring for technical, this education or higher education in this field, they should be able to have information literacy. Then they should be should develop the you can say deeper sense of learning the latest technology, which will be the forestry of the industry. So they should always look for these areas strengthened. Not only the theoretical aspect, the practical aspect also. So once they start in this frame of mind that they have to know the artificial intelligence, whether they are having CS branch or CE branch, whatever be the branch is there, they have to understand that these domains are required to be strengthened, and the experience should be such, or knowledge should be such, that they should apply these knowledge to the practical situation. So that is my perception for the new students. They should prepare themselves for such the skills, and then only the students will be able to cope up with the future spikes or shocks, I can say, because you never know what will be coming in next few years down the line. So they should be able to you can say adapt to the challenges imposed, and they should be ready for seeking the solution and applying their concept and knowledge for these solutions. So that is what I want to convey to the students.
Thank you so much for your advice, sir. I'm sure people who are listening to this video, they will have a much better insight about how they can go ahead with their careers. I'm really thankful that you could spare some time with us today. We're really grateful, sir, and it was really a pleasure to talk to you.